I'm a soul man.
Yeah,
I
with the
was
little
educated.
remember it when we used to go to, like, the drive-in movies, they would have, 4 more minutes before the show starts, and somebody would come out with the hot dogs and the and the
Knocking on the
Coke.
windows.
And the
I was
little Coke drinks would
educated.
come out, and the dancing with the legs and stuff.
Oh God, I didn't have that kind of stuff. I don't know
Oh
where
my
you grew up,
goodness.
Giuseppe. I went to a couple of them. We just took this old this old speaker into the car and turned it up, and
Yes,
people would knock on
absolutely.
the windows. You want something deep, but they were afraid to come by because they didn't know what was going on in the cars most of the time. So that was kind of okay, but you couldn't hear too well. It was
Is that good AM quality sound on
a
those
good
speakers.
AM. Right on, baby. But here we are, me and Dr. V. There he is. Have you changed your website, or do we have a new website? Good morning, Spartacus. Do you have a new website so I know? Is it Joseph Volpicelli? Volpicelli? What is it here?
Yeah, so I got the 2. I got the
Yeah,
Dr.
but which
V. Joe
one looking
Speaks, but
to?
nobody can find it. So, but if you type in Dr. Joe Volpicelli, then it'll take you to my new YouTube site.
Okay, so we'll
I'm
tell
going to
them to do
brand
that.
Dr. Joe Volpicelli. That'll be my brand.
Well, that's a good brand. That's your name.
Nobody
The
can steal that,
the
right? They can't
meta
steal that.
The Meta's AI thinks that you're nothing. So I'm starting to wonder where you really should stand in my eyes. When Meta's AIs as an issue, as we all know, Dr. Z loves to argue with these AIs.
Okay.
And I got him to finally start asking the questions, which I think is great. You ask them, they give you these answers, and you're sitting there, you're scratching your head, going, "How can this be? How can this be?" I got some a way back. I started asking some questions, and I said, "What's going on?" I said, "But." They gave me some answer. I said, "It looks great. Tell me what the backup is." And it was like BS, BS, BS. I go, "What am I dealing with?" And it goes, "BS, Spartacus. I love you." And it goes, "BS." And we sit there and we go, "Okay, where did you come up with this?" And he goes, "It's not real." No, I'm sorry. "Is this real?" And they went, "No." "Are you telling the truth?" "No." "Why aren't you telling the truth?" "I'm programmed to give you an answer." Remember that when you deal with AI, okay? Spartacus says he's found it or
Oh,
something.
okay. There you go.
There
Okay.
we
Well, then
go.
maybe I'll
Either
keep it.
way, right. Either way, I hope you see the title. Our title today is "Are $2 Too Many?" Remember, the President Bush says we're going to. I said President Trump said we're going to get $2 instead of 30. They're more expensive. Also, are President Trump's tariffs destroying President Biden's strong economy? Now, that's the question to ask. I want to see some answers because it's really interesting when you see what's going on. Already, there was a very interesting article, and Joe's going to kind of reference a different article which kind of went with that or goes with it. We were talking about it, didn't realize the parallel and how it really hooked up was beautiful. But in Oklahoma, there is this small used car dealer. Okay, we're talking tariffs, we're talking economy, we're talking Trump, we're talking MAGA, we're talking libs, we're talking middle of the road. It doesn't matter. In Oklahoma, this guy deep in Trump country, they're not talking Trump or anything. It has nothing to do with politics. He owns a little used car dealership. He sells to the people in the area. He sells to the people who are really the poorest in that area. He doesn't even do credit checks. He looks at people. If he likes them, he gives them the credit, which is most all of them. He lets them have like bi-weekly payments. And hang in here so you can hear this. It's a lot to do with the economy. He has to do with bi-weekly payments. Now these people can't pay him the bi-weekly payments. Why? Because their cars are breaking down because he sold them old cars that may be 8 or 9 years old. They needed to get to work, and he's got to then fix these cars. He's taking the cars back and finding the tariffs are raising the costs on these cars to fix them. And he says to these people, "I'll help you," but they can't pay him. He can't pay for the parts, does whatever he can to get the business in. People lose the job, they leave the car, he loses the money, or if he even gets the car. This is what's starting to go on at the lower level of our economy here in America. This is what the USA is starting to have happen. This is real. Look at this stuff. Now, Dr. V, we're going to bring it into what being friends or coming together or something like that. There's been another article. He's talking about how that kind of comes into this, but we have to look at this. When everybody sits there and goes on TV every week or every month, there's this number, there's this number, there's this number, there's this number. Let's remember a few things that we have been very consistent about on this channel, whether we're a big channel or a little channel. When the stock market dropped, I said it doesn't matter. When Dr. V and everybody was moaning, because, they worry about that kind of stuff. Me, I'm not in that kind of class of people. So when it was dropping, I said, the stock market is called 55 of the last 5 recessions. Remember I said that? Don't know with the market. It's the government comes in, people come in, pump cash in. You got computers, they set it up. It's like analog. I'm sorry, it's just rhythms. It just moves. You can't. The market doesn't really tell you that much. It's bonds, which are interest rates, and and unemployment. And I'm sorry, interest rates and bonds and the unemployment. That's what's going to tell you everything as it starts going along. So what's starting to happen with the tariffs is it doesn't stop everything. There's a 10%. Remember this. I was talking to my friend, said, Mark, I didn't realize this. There's a full 10% charge in there. Anything that's on top of it, unless you're a car manufacturer, if there's steel in it, you pay the 25% steel on top. If there's something else in it that has another tariff, it goes on top. And China, of course, is 147. So you've got this whole thing slowing down and stopping, and the supply lines are about to break. So it's turning. It doesn't self-destruct in a month. It doesn't self-destruct in 2 months. We've been clear, said it would be 5 to 6 months, 4 to 5, 5 to 6. Remember we said it, Dr. V, and that's what's starting to happen. You're seeing these stories like in Oklahoma start to come up because we're starting to see the strains as it's happening, as pieces are coming together, as the longshoremen in LA aren't working on the ports as much as they were, as they see the ships going. But before I go any further with that, Dr. V had a very interesting article which brings in this whole issue of what is it, togetherness as against what's going on with the economy here in America. Why don't you throw that out, Dr. V?
I've been thinking about, this channel and what we're trying to accomplish here and why it's different than I think many other channels that you could go to. And one of the things that occurred to me is that this week, I guess, or the last couple of weeks, there's been a big debate on the internet about can 100 men beat one gorilla?
Great.
Okay.
I saw that.
Can one, and the answer is if the
Camille will be
men
back for
work
you.
together, they can. If they work together as a community. And that's the superpower of human beings is that we can work together, we can coordinate our efforts, and we can bring down some big giant beast. And this channel is a reaction to that because we're fearful that we're losing that as human beings, as a species. And I'm not going to just blame Trump for that, the internet for that, but we seem to be losing this sense of community, the sense of belonging. And so I saw on the New York Times that there was an article written about that, in which they point out research that shows people who feel a sense of community live longer, they're happier, and overall, they function better. And we sort of have two poles in our brain about this. That one part of our brain says that it's survival for the fittest. We need to compete. It's a zero sum game. If another country is winning on tariffs or import exports, we need to do something about that. And then you fight over each other, and everyone loses, as opposed to working cooperatively. You have trade deals that benefit both countries. You don't worry if the other country is benefiting from it. That if it benefits you and it benefits the community as a whole, that's a good thing. And so our point here is that just like the guy that you talked about, he wasn't worried about making that last penny off of his customers. He was interested in doing something good for his community. And by doing that, it not only helps the individuals, it helps himself. It helps the whole community, and that's something that we seem to be losing. And I spend my life working with people with addictions, and one of the terrible effects of addiction is that it isolates people. It divides people from the community, and recovery is all about reconnecting people. And I think our institutions are losing that fact. And the whole notion that we have to win, we have to be better, that it's a zero sum game. I think that's hurting us as America, and is hurting the world right now. And so, what I like to do with this group here is to bring together a community that we don't have to agree on every single issue, but we can identify what the problems are and work together to help solve those problems.
I,
So,
I love you, Dr. V. I love you. That's my man. We need a guy who feels that way. I'm with you. I wish people would come together. I was educated at Woodstock. When I start loving, I can't stop, right? I'm with that all the way. Peace. I wish it ain't happening. I'm with you, but I think the way you do it is we have to make it more localized now and start talking about Americans and how Americans come together and work, not the rest of the world, because unless we get ourselves together, we can't deal with the rest of the world. Our institutions have been crashed and smashed. Trump is a major changer in our history, and all our institutions are basically gone. There's to be all these new rules and everything. But let's get into a couple questions I saw there. Yeah, it was a Biden strong economy. Sure, it was. We've been saying this all the time. And what's so interesting is when the numbers come out that are good, Trump says it's because of him. And when the numbers come out that are bad, it's because of Biden. It's always very interesting. It's like when
yes.
Trump wasn't president and we had hostages released in Gaza, Trump got all the credit for it. But now that Trump is president and there's no peace in Gaza and it's only getting worse, where's Trump? So it's always both ways. This economy was so strong, and that's what everybody misses. And I'm just getting back to the nitty gritty, Dr. V. That's something we've been talking about really for the last year, 2 years. This economy is stronger than anybody thought because we were the hegemon. How many times I've used that word? It has a negative implication, but it was we were a hegemon. It was our dollar, it was our strength, it was everything. And
But
now it's been ripped apart. Go ahead.
But in the Biden administration, we weren't interested in, quote, screwing other countries. We're interested in having deals that work out for everyone. If we want
Which
to export our products, we need to have buyers in other countries who have enough money to afford our products. So it works out for everyone, as we've said in the past. Make the pizza bigger. Don't worry about your slice relative to the other slices.
Yeah, but
And
they
and
do
and that's
now.
the philosophy that helps us grow. And we've lost that.
It's the end of the American century. I love you, Dr. V. You're right, everything you're saying, but reality is the American century is over. And the American century, we can hope for that which we had. And I love that you do it. We need somebody with a big heart. Look at this guy's heart. The bottom line, I know him for 54 years. I won't be BS. I'll tell you. The bottom line, I think I'm just more cynical, but the bottom line here is we have ripped all of our friends out. We got no friends, right? We've got no allies. Nobody can trust us. They're not going to trust China. So you have other countries out there going, I'll make a deal with you here. I'll make a deal with you here. We don't have it. That whole thing that you're talking about, that community has been ripped apart. That community, which was so strong, upon which we were built, but it doesn't matter anymore. If we could hope for it one day, but who's ever going to trust us? 80 years of trust thrown out the door. It's just not going to happen, okay? So right now, we got to deal with how we're dealing with each other inside, and we have to look. And part of the art, part of we have to understand is we had the strongest economy in the world. So it takes a while, just like it's taken a while for it to get bad. It's still strong as it works its way through. You still had a strong employment. You had a lot of stuff happen. There was all that cash out there. It just wasn't going to turn around. And yeah, that was Biden. And people didn't like it. They didn't like that economy for some reason. And we kept saying, you're making a mistake, guys. You're throwing out the almighty dollar, the best economy in the world, people working, best employment. Nobody came close and nobody listened to us, which is okay. and we just got laughed at. Well, people jump on us, but I'm looking at this going, Dr. V, I wish we were all together, and hopefully one day when things turn, we could bring you up. I'll put you on a flag and fly you out there and say we're together. But right now, the only thing we can hope is that we in America at least come together and understand. So, like when I'm talking to our MAGA friends here, this economy is going to hurt all you guys. This story was in Oklahoma, where this used car dealer is getting handled, where the people are losing their jobs, where it's all going. And please, Guillermo, and please give us thumbs up. We need thumbs up. We don't make money here. We just have fun with this kind of thing, okay? And we talk with you and love to see you all and go with it. Right, Canada's going to forget. Right, I forgot. Did you see Australia? They just voted anti-Trump. So you have Australia voted anti-Trump, Canada voted anti-Trump. We've got no friends. Where are the deals? Where are the deals that you can make? The Canadian Prime Minister's coming here. You're going to hear about deals. We're going to have a deal with India. We're going to have a deal here and there. But it's not on paper. It's going to be, hey, I shook your hand. I love you. Where's the real deal? And I keep talking about all this stuff coming back to America. With the robots, it's coming back to America. Hyundai comes here, the robots. Hopefully they speak English, the robots. And they'll come in, and that's who we're going to be dealing with. That's where the jobs are going. It's not coming to Americans. There'll be some. You got to build it. You got to do some stuff. But then it's over. Who needs you? Ball game's over. Really? Okay, liberal, good morning. Liberal tears taste good. I don't know about that.
Well, I mean, that's
Thank you,
the point that we're
Cosby.
trying.
Thank
That's
you.
the point that we're making. Is it more fun to lose your money, but you see somebody else that you don't like suffer more? That's the question for the day. Is it more fun to see your enemy suffer than for you to do well? And I
Enemies? Who's
agree that there's
enemies?
something pleasurable about seeing your enemy suffer, but it comes at a cost. Revenge, if you're going to go out for revenge, the saying is you might as well dig two graves. And that's what's happening in this country right now, that you have a president who's interested in getting revenge against the libs, revenge against academic institutions, revenge against the people who didn't support him. But you're going to wind up not just hurting the people that you don't like, but you're going to wind up hurting yourself. And that's what people don't understand. It's not going to end well.
Liberal tears. We're not crying. Tell us what's making you feel better, that we're telling the truth, that we're saying what's happening out there. We're not afraid about it. The truth is they elected governments, other countries, because they don't trust us anymore. Tears? Are you crying because you're having tears of happiness? I mean, I'm trying to understand you guys. Give us that's so good. It has nothing. Look, the Biden administration, we're only talking the economy. The economy was fine. The economy was fine. The inflation was horrible because the supply lines opened up. Everybody wanted stuff. They went in and had to come back together. Now, what Trump is doing is breaking up those same supply lines, okay, without having an option for our other companies to be able to go to so they can keep their jobs. Look at UPS laying off 20,000 people, guys. You see, here it is, low coastal elites and all that. Nobody
Yeah,
called you stupid. You see,
I
you
have.
guys, you hear this? You see, that's what you guys are missing what Joe's saying. So I'm going to be a little bit more straight
All right.
about it. We love you guys. Okay? Brought more gems. Yeah, he's bringing more money to put in his pocket, liberal tears. How about all his meme coins? How about all the cash he's making off this new crypto company? What are you talking about? Inflation is going to be worse now, Kindle. To look at this article I was talking about at the beginning, hopefully you didn't miss it. If you did, about this used car dealer in Oklahoma who's laying credit out to people and they're losing their jobs, and it's costing him more money already on tariffs for the parts, and he can't afford it, and he can't get their cars working, and they can't get to their work, and they're losing their jobs. That's all part. So it's starting from the bottom and it's bubbling up. What everybody forgets is Trump, Zuckerberg, all these guys. Yeah, they're super wealthy. Yeah, I love them. They talk about the money trickling down. The problem is, the real issue is the hurt that's going to be trickling up. It's going to be working its way up. And it's going to hurt you guys, whether you're MAGA, whether you're liberal, whether you're middle of the road. If we're Americans, and that's all we're talking. You're right, Kendall. I can't work in Americans, but they're going to see it. We're not crying eyes. And by the way, that's a good song. The that's Joe Cocker, who just got into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, who I absolutely love. So go to it, Eyes too. That's how I hear it. You want to talk Cry Me a River? Cry Me a River, great song. Okay. Go ahead, Joe.
Yeah, I was going to say somebody suggested that we're misinformed, that we don't know what we're talking about, and he's an
What
economist.
facts are wrong?
So please contribute facts. I'm always interested to learn. So if you have some good facts, please contribute the facts. I understand gross national product was down last quarter. I understand unemployment is stable, and the economy added a lot of jobs last month. That's
No,
good.
it isn't. No, they expected 139 to be added or something like that,
Right. It got
139,000. It
170.
was 170 something, but before it came down from the other, it's already starting to slowly work its way down. And but it can't. Remember, once again, there's no answer for how fast it takes. We said back in December and January to these people, you can't get mad at us. Go to our live streams. You see, that's why we are on video. We are old guys. I have no idea how to do technology. I got to turn this on. Joe's a little better. Sometimes he blows it too. When he did his Max Headroom thing, we had to do for about a month or so there. I love the Max Headroom. We got great turnouts on those. Go back and look at some of those live streams. You'll see them behind me. Max Headroom. We may not know technology, but we've lived through these cycles before. Cycles, they just come and go. And what's happening here is you can't hide it. When you start cutting off the supply lines again, it's going to be just like COVID. You're not going to have all the deaths we had, but it's going to be just like COVID because the supply line's gone. And what could make it worse is if people are losing their jobs, you're not going to be getting cash checks coming in from the government like you did then. So during COVID, so that's what the problem is going to be. No, it's going to be.
Alpha Omega still thinks we old guys need to do more research. I keep hearing that we need to do this, we need to do that. Please give me the research.
Right,
Show
and
the
he's an
article.
Alpha
Show me the data.
Omega. This guy's a beta.
He is a beta. We're the
We're,
Phi Eps, yeah.
we're the Phi Eps, Alpha Omega. We're Phi Eps. We're beta. We're so far beyond beta. You guys are betas. Who cares? Beta was next door to us. We weren't into him that much. I'm happy you support Trump, Jason. I hope you support America. This is Just an American Citizen. And please go into Just an American Citizen. Check me out. I've been on there for years. And subscribe. Give us some thumbs up whether you agree or not. We believe in people talking. And I can go into Dr. Joe Volpicelli. That's what you go into. And search. It'll pop you into his. It's got a zillion websites and spaces everywhere. It'll get you channels and stuff like you've never seen. But Kimberly, these guys Jeff Bezos got paid for it. Elon Musk is getting paid by us. And the question is, are we becoming totally dependent on Elon Musk for our space? That's a problem, okay? America first. Kimberly, I totally agree. Unfortunately, we're talking like America last. Heinrich Himmler, good name there. Should have been Heinrich. I don't think this guy can type it too well. It's Heinrich Himmler, by the way. Silver, I don't know who does. Kimberly, what's up, my old Sigmas? Do you know the Rizzler? Who knows? Said hi, Northwest Gardener, we love you. If he does better than that, yeah, because we're putting no money into NASA. We're putting it all into him, liberal. I agree, but it's turning into him. They just changed the city that he basically controls, and they now call it what, Spaceport, Texas, or something. Right on, but it's cash coming from us, your money and mine. How about if he decides he wants to use that technology and help someone else? That's the problem. Tell him, Spartacus. Give us some thumbs up, will you? We'll fight for you, whether we agree with you or not. Look at that smile. Joe loves seeing this stuff. So do I. I have a great time with this. This is half the fun. Look, remember something, guys. We say it every week. I'm held off. It's Devo. It ain't the album of the week. This is the album of our show. De-Evolution. I always apologize because the music's so great. But De-Evolution. I'm not pushing the album. The album's tremendous. Are we not men? We are Devo. We are snails with little tails. We're going backwards. De-evolution. We're not moving forwards. When you break off friends, when you break off economies, when you destroy people's rights, how many Americans has Trump thrown out of the country? That's what I want to know. They won't tell you. They want to keep the focus on this guy, Abreu. I feel horrible for, and say he's a bad guy. He's this, he's that. The one, in El Salvador, Joe, that that
Yeah.
Senator Van Hollen's checking on everybody. We haven't focused on that. They want to focus on that, fine. What have we focused on? The Americans have been thrown out. What are the kids who had cancer and his medicine didn't go with them? An American with cancer. Come on, okay? Who's up here fighting for that? Yokai, listen, what Graham's yapping about Americans being thrown out of the country. He is amazing, Kimberly. Kimberly, that's what it is. Listens to a wife. Well, let me tell you, nothing wrong with listening to my wife. She's smart, liberal. Is your wife not good? I don't
She is
know.
very smart.
Joe's wife's smart too. We don't have to be beaten to listen and to learn. I listen to my friends. I listen to my pledge brother Giuseppe here. I listen. I love my wife. She's smart as could be. I listen to my kids. I listen to all of them, even the dog when she barks at me sometimes. So if it needs to go out, I listen. I mean, what are you going to do, right, Joe? So the bottom line is, come on, guys. Come on. No Americans have been thrown out. Liberal. That is false. Look it up. It's all right there. There are already 3 kids we know about. 2, 4, and 10, I think, or 7. One of them has cancer. The mother went. The father said, I don't want him to go. And they just threw him out of the country. And now they can't find him.
It says
Go
the mother
ahead, Joe.
chose to take him. How do we even know that? Did they? I mean, what was the rush to throw him out of the country? Why couldn't they talk to the father first? Why
Right. The
couldn't they
father was on
get
the
all the
phone.
facts together and figure it out?
Exactly. Right.
The person was on the plane before anybody had a chance to do anything about it. That's
Right.
not being kind. That's not what this country is about.
And also, he was talking to her on the phone. The father was talking to the mother on the phone, and ICE cut it off, put her in a car, drove her out. They didn't know where it was. Next thing you know, the kids are gone. What do you expect the mother to do? She's being told you're out of here in an hour. What do you want to do with the kids? She says, I'm going to keep my kids. Any good mother's going to do that, right? Gone. 3 American citizens out the door, 1 with cancer. That's a fact, guys. That's a fact. And if you think otherwise, then you might as well believe that the earth is flat or that the sun rises in the west because it goes too much. Here we go, X school. You see, this is what's interesting, guys. Give me facts saying it's wrong. The kids are legal. They're Americans, Patriot Dad. Americans. And I am just an American citizen, okay? And Joe's an American citizen. And we know when you're an American, you're an American. The blind leading the blind. That's the MAGAs right now here. What does Clinton and Bush have to do with this, eh? Come on. We got American citizens that have been thrown out of the country. And the president of the United States doesn't care. In fact, he says, I throw them out if I don't like them. Okay? Photoshop. I do a Photoshop. Look at
Yeah, this is the Photoshop version of Mark. You should see the real version.
I love it. Photoshop. Wow. We're real lookers, aren't we?
Yeah.
Look at this mug. I got to say it every week. Why are they after me the way I look, Joe? I don't understand. I'm upfront about it. Now I'm waiting to hear about the pillow.
It's been 30 minutes and no pillow guy
No
references.
pillow guy. No pillow
We got
guy.
the over this week. We got the over this week.
Kimberly, I think you're wrong
AI
about
Mark.
Junior
Yeah.
Vance. Action, I'm happy you love Trump, but we love America. That's what the issue is. America, guy. Yeah, AI. I'm AI. It's America, Trump. Trump's okay. He's the president, but we love America. The USA. I like that, Corey. The USA. Okay? Who had 2 trophy decapitated headfests? Somebody's gone. Jim, I don't think the country prefers Trump. Maybe you just watch Fox. I think if you look at the numbers, the people are getting very upset about this. This is what happened is, I think people liked when Trump took those first moves, but he just kept moving and moving and moving and moving and moving. And people are going, whoa, it's just too much. You just can't take your broom and sweep people out of the country who are Americans. I keep coming back to it. Don't give me the stories about this one. They're Americans. You don't throw Americans apics. You don't throw Americans out. Okay? Period. That's the end. Exactly, burning. It's the story. Uzbekistan's an okay country. Who cares? You just sit there. We had 300. I don't know what that means. Burning starlight, country first. We have 330 total. I don't know what Corey's talking about. You talking about an election that happened 100 days ago and things have changed totally since then? Are you talking about, is that what you're talking about, Corey? I can't worry. We're not arguing he's the president. He's the president. Right, Joe?
He's the
Do we
president,
do
yeah.
we deny he's the
His
president?
popularity is dropping like a rock, but he's still the
Right.
president.
He's the president. He won the election. We don't argue there. He lost in 2020, bad, and he won in 2016. We don't argue about that. That's the thing. But here we go. And that would be nice, good time. That's the whole thing we talk about. What was it about 5 months ago? I'm sorry, Joe. I'm reading and talking at the same time. It's stuff for me. I'm getting old. Then we talk about when the young bloods, what's his name, died. Come on, people, now smile on your brother. Everybody get together, try to love one another right now. I'm with it, but people don't like it. And it's Kimberly, I don't care who's beautiful. I don't care who the first lady is. The first lady's married to the president. Who cares? She can marry whoever he wants, and she's the first lady, right? I didn't vote for her. I didn't vote for or against her. Hippie Miller, we may be insane, but we're insanely fun. We're still insanely together as buddies. And we are insanely in love with our country and insanely in love with our commentators and appreciate all your comments you guys are laying on us. Don't we, Joey? Don't care.
Absolutely.
Just throw some more facts at us and I'm coming.
What I see in the chat is what we've been talking about. That there are people who have a desire to belong to something, and right now what they belong to is this Trump MAGA cult, if you will, and that's where they get their sense of belonging. I would just ask you if belonging to that cult is more important than your love for this country. If your love of that cult means that you have to put other people down to feel good, to feel connected, is that really a healthy thing? And my idea is that that's going to wind up hurting you and hurting the country as a whole. So that's my question for you. Is loving this cult that you're in more important than your love for this country?
Okay, just so you guys will know, I don't approach words the way Joe does, okay? Joe is a psychiatrist, the best. I don't like I think it is a cult, but I don't think the issue is a cult. I think the issue is you got 30%, 35% that's really strong that will do, we could call it a cult. I don't disagree, but they will do whatever Trump wants. But then you have a chunk of people, because there's only 28% that say they're Democrats. So that leaves a whole bunch of people in the middle there, right? And they'll move both ways. And that's not cult. To me, it's the cult of America. And that's what we push here. We don't want to separate. The problem is, I don't have Trump syndrome, Hippie Miller. I got telling it like it is. The economy is starting to turn badly. The prices are starting to go up. People are losing jobs. Just look around. You see it. 20,000 UPS jobs. That's a lot of jobs, man. And you're starting to see it a little bit here. Everybody's on hold. Everybody's waiting. People can't get credit lines. People are going to bankruptcy attorneys. These corporate people are going to bankruptcy attorneys already to start talking. I'm sure they're already calling their credit lines saying, I'm not going to be able to pay you in a few months, or can we do workouts? You know all that's going in the background. If you think I'm wrong, then you're wrong, because I know that stuff. And you can bet and believe that there's calls everywhere. Everybody's nervous. So it's not working. All it's doing is tearing us apart. And I'm just saying, okay, we've ripped the country apart economically, but realize what's going on. And any so-called deal he talks about, it doesn't mean anything unless you see a real deal that says we're going to get this, we're going to get that, and we're going to do this, and we're going to do that. Sick, I'm American. Cult, great rock group. I love the Cult. Their album Electric. Let me tell you, we keep talking cult. I want everybody to know when I hear cult, okay, I hear something different than Dr. V. I hear a great rock group. Let me tell you.
Blue Oyster Cult? Are you talking about Blue Oyster Cult?
Blue Oyster, that's out of New York. I think it's
Long Island. I love Blue Oyster Cult.
Godzilla. I'm not a super Blue Oyster Cult guy.
Oh, I love Blue Oyster Cult.
They're pretty good. I know you
saw them live many times, couple times.
Right on. but the Cult, I've seen a few. I saw the Cult, in fact, before Metallica, which was a great concert. And I just love the Cult. Electric, I used to rock to go whenever I had to go to work or go to hearings. The Cult, I just be there. Oh, I just love it. I love all their music, just really good. So you talk about the Cult, that's my Cult. We're there. I don't know who Box are. Camilo. There's a Camilo. I got a friend who's a Camilo, but he's not a Camilo D. He's a Camilo M. Okay, whose grandpas are these? We're your grandpas, We're yours, baby. We're America's grandpas.
You
Like
can
we always said.
you can be my
Right,
grandchildren. I love grandchildren.
right, there we
They're
are.
the best. They're the
There we
best.
are. 30. What do I have to do? Masculinity. I got to show muscles to be masculine. Let me rip off my shirt like the Hulkster. You know, I love the Hulkster. We talked about it all the time then. So I got no problem with that. He said, and half that was getting everybody on board. What are you talking like Patriot? Look, he only been in, I don't care how many days it's been. In 100 days, he has destroyed our allies, our whole defense system. He has attacked our dollar. He's admitted it. He's put tariffs on everything, which means he's raising prices across the board, 10% minimum going on 100 days. He's thrown out American kids. He's taken the position he can throw out people if he wants to, if he thinks they're bad criminals. Come on. He doesn't care what judges say. 100 days, I don't care if it's been 100 minutes. He got all that done. We have to respond, okay? Takes a few steps. He didn't want to. He wants to go all the way because he takes Humpty Dumpty, throws him down. How many times we talked about Humpty Dumpty? And you can't put Humpty Dumpty back together again. All that happens is that Trump takes us back. We de-evolve, guys. We're snails with little tails. It ain't that big. Yeah, right. I also want to see this, Megas, and all the rest of you. There's still war in Gaza, right? In Ukraine, who knows what's going on, though? I hear there may be some Patriot missiles going over there, or two more of the defense systems, I believe, are going there because he's giving them like
The
minerals or
minerals,
something.
yeah.
But I also think it's because Trump's getting sick of Putin making him look like a goof in front of everybody. You know, he watches TV. Even Fox gets on him about it sometimes because there are some people on Fox who go, Putin is like a killer, a murderer. They actually see things, okay? So, and I think he's getting a little bit bummed about it.
Don't feel the
Marcus,
reaper.
you
Blue
know,
Oyster Cult.
right? Don't fear the reaper, right? Yeah, that's a great song. We love it. Cowards. I don't know who the cowards are. We got mineral rights. Okay, I'm happy we got mineral rights. What we done and did is Putin does make Trump look more stupid. You're
Yeah.
right about that, El. Ain't no question about that. No more dual nationals in government. Megas. I don't know what that means. Do you know what that means, Joe?
You talking
Okay,
about
good.
Musk or something? I don't know. Maybe you're talking about Elon Musk.
Yeah, that could be. I could go for that. He's a triple Musk. He's a triple nationalist, right? Canada, South Africa, and America.
He's
And who
Canadian too? Oh my God.
yeah, and he may have a little Russian in the background there because when the Ukrainians wanted him to do something to help him get Russia, he shut the Ukrainians down at the beginning of the war. So you don't know where he's coming from. Trump makes Putin look like a genius. He does, Henry. I'd say right on, Eric. Eric, I like Eric the Great. He's always on with us. Thank you.
Yeah.
Appreciate good time. We love you, DACA. The DACA kids aren't kids anymore. If you go, it used to be one of my lead articles on Just an American Citizen. Please go to Just American Citizen and look at it. Please subscribe. Please and please give us thumbs up. Please go to Dr. Joe Volpicelli on YouTube. You'll see so much it'll blow your mind. You won't believe it. From Max Headroom all the way through his genius. It'll be perfect. So you see all this going down. He's on a whole bunch of stuff. Believe me, you'll see it. You'll know right away. So am I wrong, Dr. V? There are those hearts. I see those hearts.
I love the hearts. Yeah, I love the
Okay,
hearts.
there it is. Jesse, I'm with you. Please go on to Just an American Citizen. All these guys. Thomas D. I like Thomas D. He always comes on. We love you, Thomas D. Give us thumbs up. Please, please, please. A good song, Dirty Money. Didn't James Brown get on his knees, sing please, please, please? And he had the cape put on him. I don't know.
Absolutely.
I think that's was. Kimberly, we don't have to get perfect on all this, guys. We don't have to do that. Thank you, good time. Another one. Thank you. Okay. Indoctrinate yourselves. We're not doing partisan. Yeah, we are partisan. I'm sorry. We're partisan to the United States of America, Mark.
Yeah.
That's where we are. We are a partisan. We love our country. Even though we disagree with Donald Trump, vociferously, even though we disagree with the MAGAs on so much of what they say vociferously. We love our country, right, Joe? And that's all that matters. And
And
that's what makes it so cool.
to be
Go
fair
ahead,
and
Joe.
balanced, the Democrats haven't cloaked themselves in brilliance. Well, who was it this week? Was it Schumer said that as soon as Trump's popularity got down to below 40%, then you're going to see the Democrats take action, right? So his popularity goes below 40%. What's his action? With his glasses down around his nose, he says, "We had a strictly worded letter that we sent to him with 5 major points." That was his response. That was his response.
We
So
are taking more action than he is,
uh,
okay? Because we're talking about it. And some of these guys are talking, but you got part of the problem is this: he's not a leader anymore. He is a leader in a political group in the Senate. People got to sit back and kind of see what's going on because the Democrats are in total disarray. So he is the Senate. It's good he has organizational knowledge so he can kind of play with it. Though, if everybody wants to watch, I don't want to talk about that issue. We'll get to that maybe next time on Wednesday. But but Schumer, that's all he's got. So where are your leaders? You really don't have any. You don't need leaders now. What you just need are a lot of people getting loud like us, talking about what it takes to help America to be able to move up. And when people start seeing, they don't care if you're liberal, they don't care if you're progressive, they don't care if you're MAGA, they don't care if you're middle of the road. If you're talking from the heart, which we do, and that's what I say to people, and that's what to me is the most important thing, Joe. We talk from the heart to everybody. You know where we come from. We don't change. You can check if we change because the facts change, and we'll tell you. You can check all of our live streams. You can check all my stuff. We talk from the heart. Isn't that what's important? So we don't care. You can disagree with us and tell us we're wrong, but at least you guys know not only are we not getting paid, but we tell you what we think. And you know it from there, and you're getting it straight from us. And we appreciate when those, I mean, you want to call us names, fine. I keep telling you, go into my The Face video I've got on Just an American Citizen. I put it up years ago. I sure haven't gotten any better looking. But everybody was giving me trouble about this mug then. I said, you want to give me trouble? There it is. I know who I am. Go look. There it is. So, either way, I think it scares people, that video. So that scares me. I've been afraid to look at it. So, but that's what all that matters is that we love our country, right, Joe? So that's why we love having everybody on here. Don't tell me you're
we love the
MAGA.
community. Someone asked
Right.
if we're Freemasons. I'm not a Freemason, but my father was a stonemason, and I did labor for him. I worked for him for many years,
Wow.
summers mixing mortar and stuff for him. So that's my association with masons. So I'm used to working out in the field with plenty of sun and sand and water. Of course, it was to mix mortar for the stonemasons, but that's where I come from. That's where I come from.
Jesse, which is perfect. You can that he's not only come from, he's just rocked from there, but he built on all of his experiences. Guys, don't get personal. Jesse, Kimberly, please don't get personal. Just not necessary. Mike, how you doing? Give us a thumbs up, Michael. Let's not get personal. We're just talking about facts and how we feel about the country, and that's where we are with this. Isn't that good? Isn't that what you need? Isn't that how we have to appreciate that? Ethan, we're not a joke, but we understand how Canada feels. How can you not understand?
Yeah, I
Right.
know.
I agree,
I feel bad for
Kimberly.
Ethan. I have to say that the other night I
Wait a
was
second.
watching.
Hang in.
Go
Kimberly,
ahead.
you're right. Jesse, don't jump, Kimberly. Don't jump people. Right, Joe? Isn't this part of what Joe was talking about? We're trying to be like a community to be together. You want to disagree with her, fine, but don't call me a name. Call Joe a name. Don't call
Yeah.
the rest of our community a name, okay? I'm sorry, Joe. Go ahead. I just thought that was important enough. We had to raise that. Go ahead, Joe. What were you about to say? You disagree?
I don't disagree with. I mean, the point that we're trying to make here is that we want to have a community. We want to give people an alternative community. And I use the word cult, and I didn't mean it in a derogatory way. By cult, I
Good.
mean a group of people who believe in something that is not susceptible to real facts, that they just sort of reinforce each other's thoughts. If the leader says turn left, everyone turns left. If it says turn right, where people don't think for themselves. And one of our themes here is, of course, freedom, where we believe people should have the freedom to make their own decisions about things, not based on what their leader says. That's what I mean by cult. A lot of people voted for Trump are not part of a cult, but they're desperately looking for a community, and they're not seeing it on the left. They're not seeing it by some of the liberal people who are exclusive in their own right. And I'll give you some examples.
Who cares if they are? Just tell us why we have to come together, Dr. V.
It's
We all know
I'm going to
everybody's
tell you why we
split
have
up.
to come together. It's
Right,
not
tell
just
us.
for the country's good. Everybody thinks coming together means you give up your freedom for the common good. So the uh, the
Mm,
the the needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few, right? That sort of thing. I'm not even talking about that. I'm talking about what's in your personal best interest. That you will live longer, you'll be healthier, you'll be happier if you adopt a philosophy of working together. That you might get some short-term gain by screwing your neighbor, if you will, by getting that extra piece of pie and seeing your neighbor be without. But I'm telling you, in the long run, it doesn't work, because at some point you're going to need that neighbor. And working together with that neighbor, you're going to prosper. You're going to do better. People are desperately looking for that right now, and I think some of them have found it in the MAGA movement, where they can wear the same hat, they can have the same signs, they feel like they're part of something. But
right, so they
that
got it.
something is not a healthy thing, because its basic message is screw your neighbor. Its basic message is the other people are bad, and the only way to get ahead is by screwing your neighbor, by screwing other people. That's not going to work. We're offering an alternative group to belong to, one in which we all work together, we solve problems as a community, and we love each other and we care for each other. And
We do.
that's
Hold on.
healthier.
Let me get to Joseph. Joseph, not correct. Gas isn't that. He says a buck 88, it ain't a buck 88, still over $3 here. I don't care about eggs. Mortgages are like 7%. Down where? They've been 7% for the longest time. I said it years ago on here. Interest rates aren't coming down. They move within a little band. They're not coming back down unless the Fed starts bringing it down, because we're going to be in a bad economy. Is that what you want us? So don't just throw stuff out there. Eggs came down because people weren't paying $9 for a dozen eggs anymore. It's just that simple, okay? The bottom line, it wasn't. So we're trying. Get some pillows. I need you to buy some pillows, please, please. The Indians, whether you're Indian or you're indigenous Indian here in America, I love you. You're American, so I'm happy you like eggs, Carlos. With the names. We're there. The 2.3%. When you can't get that now, Doc, unless it's a 1 minute mortgage rate, 2.3%. And while we're talking about that, let me get back to one of my things, which I think is important for community, and it's for everybody. Listen closely, please. Joe shakes his head every now and then. I bring it up, Spartacus. I don't get to see him here shake his head. Jose does it, and I think Jorge does it too. Let's get to it. You guys see that ad on TV. You're talking housing. You see the ad that says, get this credit card. It's your home equity loan credit card. Listen to me closely. Get this card. It's great. I don't know the name of the company. You want to get it? Fine. I'm not telling you not. Yes, I am. In my opinion, you get a home equity loan on a credit card. Watch them on TV. We're coming into a tough economy now. This is for MAGA libs or middle of the road. I don't care. You see that ad for this credit card. It says, put your home up. Put your home up. Get this credit card. And guess what? We'll give you points when you use it for hotels. We'll give you points when you use it to buy things. Think about this. It takes years and years to build up equity in your home. All these people who want houses, okay? I'm talking, this can't be any more straight, guys. This is for all of you. And tell your friends, this is not BS. This is the real. Think about it. They will give you, depending on how much equity you have in your house, up to 250 grand. If you take your house and you put your house on a credit card, you're going to lose your house. And when things go down, you're not going to have that equity to fall back on. You may not have that house to live on. You may have to work through foreclosure and do things. Don't do it. If you want to get a home equity loan, get a home equity loan. Let it sit there. If you need it for an emergency, use it for an emergency. If that's what it's for, don't use it to go traveling. Don't use it to go to eat out. Don't use it to buy a car. This is your house, man. As soon as you put it up, you're in trouble. And if you can't make those payments, it's just another payment on top of something else that you got to make a payment on, and it's bye-bye house. Now, look, I don't know most of you all personally. I feel I do. I love our community. I think this is just so important to talk about. This is my consumer thing, okay? And I tell you, I know this business, guys. So I love the ads. You ever see the ads? They're all smiling. Everybody, yeah, this is the greatest. This is the greatest. And that's what they're paid to do if they're paid actors. And if they're the owners of the company, that's what you do. You want people to buy it from you. There's nothing illegal, it appears. I'm not saying there is. I'm just saying, Joe talks about you want to have a house. I say you want to have a house. You don't want to lose your house. You lose your house, it's bye-bye. Joe's not going to take you in. He has a hard enough time doing his phones right now. If you come in, he'll just blow his phones off. He won't know what to do. So Joe won't take you in if you're using this home equity card and you decide to go out and party in St. Bart and come back and have a good time. Is that quiet enough, Joe? Everybody always says I yell. Do you think that was quiet enough, Joe? That's the whole bottom line on this, okay? Don't do it, Steve. I'm not telling you what to do and how not to do it. Fracking, Jesse, let's just quickly, let me just say, that's me caring about all of you. Fracking, please give us thumbs up. Please check Just an American Citizen. Subscribe. Dr. Joe Volpicelli. Look, we're talking oil. You can see what's going on there. Trump made this deal. The Saudi Arabians and the UAE, they control OPEC Plus. That's a group of the OPEC people who work together. They are pumping gas out there, pumping oil out there to bring down the price because Trump wants the price to come down. But what's happening because of that? Two things. Let's get to the corruption secondarily, which should be maybe the most important, or apparent corruption, I'm sorry. So what happens is that now our oil companies aren't going to want to pump. So you keep saying drill, baby, drill. Remember I said to you, it wasn't going to happen. It costs too much money. It ain't going to happen. It takes too long. We're not drilling, baby, drill. And you're going to find our wells are going to be shut down because the prices, because the Saudis love it. UAE, they crushed the price. Then they control the market again. That's how the game works. But this is what Trump was. He wants the prices to go down. But I don't know where we're not seeing it here. I haven't seen it in Virginia, and I haven't seen it in Pennsylvania in certain areas. I don't know what you're seeing. What do you pay for your gas, Joe?
Oh, I plug my car into the electrical socket, so I
Oh,
don't have
okay,
to
you're
pay for gas.
smart. But
But
that's
my
gonna
wife pays for gas, and it's about the same.
right.
It's
So
about the
it's
same since January.
right. So it's not going any better. But let's get to the corruption. You know, we've been talking about this crypto stuff. The Trump family and Lutnick's family, I believe it's Lutnick or the other one. It's either the Commerce Secretary, I think it's the Commerce Secretary's son, has put together this deal, or it's the guy who's doing the negotiating with Putin, if you call it negotiating. He's just kissing his butt, telling us how great he is. He gave us a painting. Oh, I love you. So another rich guy, like, gone, knows money, lost on everything else. But they're sitting there putting together a whole crypto thing. That's a deal. Remember, we've been talking about this. Well, in the UAE, they just had this big thing the other day, and they're talking about how much incredible money, millions, hundreds of millions of dollars are going to go everywhere. So who's buying a lot of this stuff? The Saudis, the UAE. It doesn't come together. That means they're putting their money in Trump type stuff. To talk about such apparent corruption, it's incredible. They're taking this money. A president is taking this money into his family, and they're cleaning up. Don't forget, of course, the meme coins where he went out and sold them, with the pictures of him and Melania. And now he said, if you own a lot of those meme coins, I'm going to invite you to have dinner with me. So people then put more money in, right, to buy it so they get called in. This is just putting money in his pocket, in his family's pocket. Come on, let's be upfront about this, guys. Let's be upfront. Oklahoma's getting handled, Doc, on that used car dealer I was talking about. Yeah. It isn't that low, Jesse. It depends on what state you're in. They're not. It's slowing down, Dirty. You'll see it. Look at the numbers; they're coming out now. So nobody's calling anybody anything. And who's calling anybody? Stop calling everybody names here. He's a game show host. Trump, he ain't even that good. So you sit there and
He's
you're
a
just going,
brilliant
what?
marketer. I'll give him credit.
We've always said that
He's a
he's the
brilliant
man.
marketer. Yeah.
Because he'll come out suddenly. It's everything's a $1.88 on the gas. It is, and he just says it. He just says things like he's gonna. But the thing is, at the crypto thing, when Eric Trump was there and they were all doing, and they said we're going to be building a big Hilton. Somebody said there's going to be a big Hilton hotel or something there, and Eric said it's going to be a Trump hotel. So here we go. Trump is just coming in there. It's like such incredible. I mean, can it be any more intertwined? Money in the president's family's pocket? Can it be any more entwined? And nobody, they just go, yeah, that's okay. You see, that may be part of where Joe comes up with the idea of the word cult. I'm not talking about the cult, the great rock group, but cult. Because
Blue Oyster
people who
Cult.
see that and ignore that, people who see that truth and ignore that truth become a part of this group that is called cult. You can call it true believers, call it whatever you want to call it, who won't break out and say, my gosh, this guy's putting money in his pocket. This is absolute, it sure looks like apparent absolute corruption. And we're not going to do anything about it because they're afraid to do it. Well, with Magic Man, leave me alone with that stuff. Okay, here we go with the names again. I love all the names. Everybody's going to the names. So there we are. Don't get the home equity loan credit card, please. Your calls, whatever you want. It's starting. I'm talking about the world numbers and how it's coming down. ADF, and it also depends on where you are in the country. If you're the West Coast, the East Coast, where it comes in from the refineries, it's a whole lot more than what you're saying. Okay, the prices aren't down. You're right about that, David. Give us a thumbs up. They're just not there. Here we go. Nathan Aguilar just coming up. Groomer. Here we go. Yeah, well, Joe has a
Are
truck
you
problem.
groomers or
Joe is well groomed. He just doesn't have much hair to groom.
Yeah.
Me, I got a little bit. There you go. You see, so we kind of groom. We wash our hair before we come in, so we're okay there. Hippie, there's no. You keep saying Trump syndrome. What have we said that's wrong? We haven't said anything. All we do is give the facts. So we're not looking for tears. Okay, here we go. Next. Now we're going to get to our album of the week. It's time to calm down.
Yeah. It's
Time to calm
switch
down.
gears a little bit.
We're switching gears. We'll do this how we always do this. And, I can promise you that this album has no alarm clock on it. Those who watch this all the time should know what I'm talking about. Okay. The album of the week. Tommy.
Oh, perfect. I was gonna bring that one on myself. Agreed. I agree. I have that album right around the corner here.
Wow,
absolutely. I was thinking that. I was thinking that album. There it is.
I've never seen Dr. V so psyched.
One of my favorite albums of all time.
This album is not only incredible, but it became such Broadway shows
It's
everywhere.
the original rock opera. This was the beginning. You're absolutely right. This is the one you put on track one and you listen all the way through, and it tells a beautiful story.
Now
one
there are
of my
those
favorite albums of all time.
Wow, I'm with you.
I was gonna bring it myself today.
Put
I have
your
it right in
on.
my office, right around the corner. I was gonna bring it in, say, let me do the album of the week, and you brought it out. I can't believe it.
But why can't you hear me calling? Look, I've never seen the guy so excited in my life.
My favorite album. Love it.
A great album. Just so you know, there are those that say Sergeant Pepper starred, and it's hard to say it was all
That's
at the
great album
same
too.
time. But you can't put this on and just listen to songs. Now, there were some singles in there, but it's a story, of the deaf pinball wizard. He's great. But the song, the music, it's just goes and just flows in. I mean, one of the greatest. To have Dr. V have to put on a seatbelt to keep him in his seat, he got so worked up. You got to get it. And I tell you, you listen to it.
Pete Townsend, genius.
He had a problem with younger. He had a problem with younger kids, though, Dr. V.
He did.
I believe. I hear something.
I don't know.
But we'll stay off of that. Maybe Tommy. So, but if you got, but remember, we always tell you about the music. You have to be ready.
Uncle Ernie for a while there.
What?
He was a mean Uncle Ernie. Uncle Ernie's on there.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Hey, come on, the boomers have fun with their music. Look, This you have to put some time a long time away. I don't know how long this takes. Is this an hour, Dr. V? How long is this thing? Albums were normally like a half hour max on each side. So that'd be maybe 20 minutes. That's 80 minutes. Maybe it's 80 minutes. We got one album. No, it's two albums. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
So you can listen to one, then the other. Maybe one of the greatest albums of all time. You can
No,
listen
it
to
could be
the
the
listen to
greatest.
Tommy.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
listen to the first side. Listen to the second. Turn it off. Lay back. Think about it. Play pinball. Look up what a pinball is. You guys know what a pinball machine is? Hey, like
Oh
we said,
no, they don't know a pinball
they
machine.
don't know what pinballs are. Some of them can't even do dial telephones. Remember, guys, we've circled the sun on numerous occasions because the Earth does revolve around the sun. For those who may not be sure about that, the Earth does revolve around the sun. And please give us some thumbs up. Don't want to just American Citizen, a couple of subscribers. Of course, Dr. Joe Volpicelli on the bar there and get it in. We love everybody. This has just been absolutely tremendous. Everybody gets mad sometimes, but forget it. We love your money. I mean, your money. Oh, love, we don't have any. We do love your money. We just want everything to work out fine. The economy's tough. Watch it. We're back Wednesday. Every Wednesday at 5. But look what's starting to happen. Remember, the boat's starting to turn as we devolve into little snails with little tails. The boat's starting to turn. It's getting worse. Watch the numbers. It doesn't happen. It goes from a strong Biden economy, the greatest economy in the world, to the breakup of the Humpty Dumpty economy by Donald Trump. And remember, if you're square, we don't go there. I mean, is that right, Dr. V?
We don't go there.
We don't go there. And
Keith
we'll see you
Moon,
Wednesday.
world's greatest
5
drummer. Keith, oh, you got me
Keith
thinking
Moon,
about him.
Loon Machine. Let me tell you,
Giant Whistle. Oh my God, what a great!
horrible movie. The movie had every star in it, though. You could
I
watch the
know.
movie and just shake your head. It was horrible, but every star around was in there at that point. So I remember Moon was in there, Peter Frampton, all these guys. It just was, everybody was there. It was just, wow.
And
A
Margaret was in the
true,
movie.
a true, I mean, you have to understand music was so important to us. A true and absolute incredible album. Listen to it. Get it. Don't watch it. Listen to it. We love you. 3 dots for his channel. I don't know. Give us 5 dots. I don't know what. Yep, Jeremiah. It was the strong Biden economy. Remember, every time things look good, Trump says it's bad. Trump says it looks good because of me. And then when it looks bad, it's because of Biden. Sorry, same thing. We love you all. We'll see you Wednesday. Rock and roll is not here to stay because we die off it goes, but the music is great. It's there. I'm blowing it into my grandchildren, Dr. V. I'm not leaving them alone. And that's the way it is. We'll see you Wednesday at 5.
Period.
Period. And thanks for watching, guys.